Yes, it is morning for me. It is Tuesday, June 21st. We've been in San Francisco for a few days. It's been a great few days. We flew out Saturday and then just checked in the Airbnb, got some groceries, went to this really good brewery around the corner, had a delicious pizza and some beer, and then just chilled at the Airbnb, watched the latest episode of Star Trek, the Strange New Worlds show. And then Sunday we just walked around, had some coffee at Phil's, and went to the Lammy store, which unfortunately I did not get any footage of. Went to a City Lights bookstore, which I think is one of the most iconic San Francisco bookstores. So we were able to go there, and I did pick up a couple of things. I picked up a couple of non-fictions, picked up All We Can Save, and these are a collection of, or this is a collection of essays, poetry, some art, all around climate change. I started reading this when we were at some wineries yesterday. I also got The Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace Wells, another piece on climate change that I've really been wanting to read. So really glad I was able to pick those up. We also just had some delicious lunch at a ramen place, and then we then walked up to the Pier 39 area and had a really good time. We saw the Oakland Originals perform, went to go see the Sea Lions, had a lovely drink, and I think the place was called, was it Cold Drinks Bar? I think it was called Cold Drinks Bar, the bar that we went to. Yeah, Cold Drinks Bar. And then around the corner there was also a place where you could custom make ice cream sandwiches or brownie bowls, which was amazing. So yeah, we just walked around and had a good time. Yesterday we went to a few wineries up in Sonoma County, which was amazing. Got some really delicious wine. We got to just chill and read a bit. I was reading a little bit of All We Can Save, as I mentioned, and also listening to some of The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. And yeah, just went to a few wineries. They were gorgeous places. There was also a brewery nearby that had a beer that one of Matt's coworkers recommended, and so we got to try that. It was really good. And then just headed back here. We rented a car to be able to go out to those wineries, and we also have the car today so that we can go out to John Muir Woods, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, so it's been a good few days. On the airplane ride, on the airplane trip here, I did read Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson, which is it's a standalone, so it comes after the Truly Devious series, and I would recommend reading the Truly Devious series before reading this, because there's no intro work to the characters or anything. Like, she very much assumes that you've read the trilogy and then have read this standalone, but it is a standalone, and it follows Stevie going to a summer camp to solve the mystery of something that happened a while back at the summer camp. And some things are happening in present day, of course, so it kind of follows a similar structure to the Truly Devious series, where there's present day mystery. She's trying to solve an old one, but some weird things are happening in the present day that's kind of connected to what was going on in the past. So it follows that similar structure where you're going back and forth. You're seeing the original stuff that was going on at this camp some decades before, and then weird things are happening in the present because certain people don't want her to solve this mystery, and so more stuff is happening present day that is connected to what happened. So definitely a lot of fun. I feel like if you enjoyed the original series, I think you'll enjoy this one. Since it is a standalone instead of a series, and there's less time devoted to the mystery, I feel like it kind of wrapped up really quickly, it felt like there was she was starting to figure out a few things, and some things were starting to get cooking, and then it just kind of, she had solved it. But it was still a lot of fun. I still overall enjoy listening to it. And then after that was when I started listening to The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. I'm not too far into this one, so I don't have a lot of thoughts yet, but this one follows a woman who has married someone and has and this is back in the 1800s, is when this takes place, marries someone and basically is moved out to his estate, his hacienda, and some weird things are happening around the house, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. There's some bizarre things, and so she's actually talked to a priest to try to see if there are otherworldly things going on that the priest can help with. Anyway, so not too far in, but definitely enjoying it so far. I like the vibes. The vibes are there for sure. So yeah, we are gonna head out soon to a couple more bookstores and then to John Muir Woods. So it's gonna be a good day. is the last day of June, so I wanted to go ahead and close out this vlog. It has been a week. We came back from vacation and basically just have been trying to catch up with our lives since then. But yeah, I wanted to give a quick update. Let me just adjust real quick. Okay, so as I said, let me just give you a quick update from where we last were. I think when I last spoke, we were about to go to John Muir Woods and also do some shopping at some bookstores. So that was our Tuesday. It was incredible. If you ever get the chance to go to John Muir Woods, would highly recommend. And then Wednesday we went around Chinatown. It was amazing. I just spent the whole day going around the shops and eating and drinking our way around Chinatown. And then Thursday we wanted to ride the cable cars, as you do in San Francisco. And so we rode the cable cars, ended up kind of back in a touristy area of San Francisco around Fisherman's Wharf, Ghirardelli Square, and of course had some dessert at Ghirardelli Square because that's what you need to do when you're there. So it was delicious. It was so good. Yeah, and then Friday we just packed up, cleaned up the Airbnb, and flew back and just have kind of been readjusting to life. But I also wanted to give you a reading update. I believe when I was last updating, I was in the middle of The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. Let me get maybe some slightly better lighting here. Was in the process of reading The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. I have since finished this one. Really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed the writing. The vibes and the atmosphere I think were on point. I think it just delivers exactly what it promised to me, which was just kind of a slow burn, gothic, creepy horror story. And it follows our main character who has recently married, and it goes to the house of her now husband and is settling in, and creepy things are starting to happen, and she's trying to figure out, this man has been married before, so she's trying to figure out what happened to his previous wife. She's trying to figure out what's going on with the house and why these creepy things are happening, and trying to figure it out because she thinks she's going to be targeted next with whatever is going on, and fears that she's in danger. And yeah, it's just like a slow build, creepy vibes. I had a really fun time with this one. I also was in the middle of reading A Book of Night by Holly Black. This one also I think was just vibes. I did enjoy the vibes in this one. This one's definitely a much more contemporary set fantasy, and follows Charlie, who is wanting to, she's wanting to kind of leave her old life behind her. She did kind of deal in shadow magic and is wanting to leave that life behind, kind of have a quieter life, but gets sucked back in when some things start happening, and she gets sucked back into that world. In order to find, her task is to find the Book of Night in order to unlock the mystery of kind of what's been going on around her, and she needs to figure out, or she figures out some things about the people that are around her, and yeah, she just kind of needs to figure out again who to trust, and figure out the mystery of why certain things are happening to different people. The shadow magic was definitely very interesting. Some of it was at least a little bit harder for me to follow on audio. Maybe if I read this physically, maybe some of the magic would have clicked a little bit more with me, and just some of the different types of characters and how they interact with each other. But overall had a fun time with it. Again, mostly for the vibes. But yeah, I had an entertaining time with it. This is gonna be a super quick wrap up. I just kind of want to be able to wrap this vlog up and then start one for July. So going to be super brief, but I finished those pretty quickly. Book of Night I finished pretty quickly after I got back. The Hacienda I finished while traveling. And then I picked up City of Glass because I wanted to participate in the Discord for the Bookstar read along, link down below. And so we're on the third book in the Mortal Instruments series, so I can't really say much about what is actually happening in this one. It's interesting. Again, definitely very angsty YA. I think this one for some reason felt a bit more angsty to me than some of the other ones even have. But some of the, and again, the romance stuff isn't always vibing with me, but some of the other stuff is just fun. I felt like this was a bit slower paced than some of the other ones were. Maybe that's just me. But I felt like there were certain parts of this that dragged a bit more for me than have in some of the other books. But still overall had a fun time with it. And again, if you're in the mood for something super angsty, old school YA, with various kinds of downworld creatures, and it's fun. It's not something that is designed to be thought about too much, or critically analyzed too much. It's just fun. So yeah, definitely had an entertaining time reading that one. They always go by so quickly, and actually participated this time a bit in the Discord, which I did not do for the second one. I just read the second one so quickly and just didn't really participate in the Discord, but I actually did for this one. So that is what I was able to finish. I just finished this one last night. And then this morning I picked up Beach Read by Emily Henry. So this will be the start of my July reading adventure. I'll open up another vlog at some point soon, because my goal for the first vlog in July is just to kind of read some books that scream summer to me, and that was definitely one of them. So that'll be the next vlog, and what I read in early July. I still need to film my July TBR, and it is the last day of June, so that'll eventually come, but by the time this is posted, that'll definitely be up. So but yeah, thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts were about them. I hope this was enjoyable to watch. I definitely am looking forward to having this, just to kind of be a way that we can remember our super fun vacation and just kind of re-experience that and have those memories. So definitely a good thing to have, and I'm glad that I was able to get some of those clips, and my boyfriend was able to get some clips. Sometimes he needed to remind me to get clips for the vlog, just to be able to have that. So yeah, thanks so much. Hope this was entertaining, and I will be sure to subscribe for more bookish content, and I will link everything I mentioned down below, along with my Twitter and Instagram, and more information about how you can support the Black Lives Matter movement, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.